Hey, this is Hal Ruth. It's your Equalizer 9 tip of the week. I'm walking around in one of my favorite places on the earth. This is the back pasture in our little horse pasture we have behind the house. It's always real green here. I'll just sort of kind of circle around so you can see it. And lots of crickets making noise. In the second, you're going to see Belle the Newfie behind me. Where are you at, Belle? There you are. There's Belle the Newfie, the beast. You'll see her in some of the videos. But anyway, going forward, my Equalizer 9 tips of the week are going to be more than just tips. I'm going to mix in some rants. I'm going to mix in some just observations, and I'm going to have fun with it. So I hope you'll enjoy these. Today, what I want to talk to you about, and this is sort of as a tip, is I want to talk about being vulnerable. And I also want to talk about it in the context of my personality type. When I take the personality test, I'm a red. On DISC, I'm a D, which is a driver. And then all the others, basically, I'm the control freak. I'm the one that can be a little overbearing at times. I have a high sense of urgency. I want to get things done. So when people characterize us drivers or reds, they say high achievers, go-getters, hustlers, those kind of folks. So that's who I am. I know there are a ton of you out there that are that same personality type, because if you're in a leadership role at a construction company or design firm, you're probably a red or close to a red, and you're probably a D or close to a D. So here's some things that we have trouble with. One, we always want to present as though everything's under control. If you ask us about our business, everything's going great. We're killing it. If you ask us about our personal life, everything's great. If you ask us about our children, man, they're just the best children in the world. They're accomplishing all these great things. Everything is always going to be perfect. And so we have trouble admitting when things aren't exactly like we want them to go. And we have trouble asking for help. We're also the same people who, when we go on vacation, it takes us 2 to 3 days on vacation before we can finally relax. I mean, all we can do is think about work for the first 2 or 3 days of vacation. It's like this knot inside of us that we just can't get rid of. So it usually takes me till the third day before I can even relax and enjoy it. So I'd say I'm in my early 50s now, so I'd say at about age 45, I realized a lot of this about myself. And I said, I'm going to be vulnerable, and I am going to be honest about my shortcomings and about the things that are sort of blind spots. And I haven't mastered it, but I'm trying. And one thing is, I am becoming more vulnerable, and I'm acknowledging when things aren't exactly right with people, friends and family and colleagues and coworkers. This is not going right. Can you help me? I'm struggling with this. Can you help me? And what I've found is that people have really opened up to me when I've done that. People have went above and beyond to help me with things. And so I've learned that is being vulnerable is so effective in producing change and in yourself and in your companies and everything. So that's one part of this tip, is with you as leaders out there. If you're a red or D, is stop holding it inside and talk to some of the members of your team and tell them, hey, everything isn't perfect. This is something I'm struggling with. Help me. So that's one tip. And by the way, on that note, in doing all these videos, have become painfully aware of this balding head of mine right here. So I need your advice. Should I just keep it like it is and it just is what it is? Yeah, it is what it is. Or should I just go real high and tight? I mean, you see people just sort of shave it off and just go with a big bald head. So I need your advice. I need all of you to tell me, comment, email me, whatever, and let me know, what should I do with this prematurely? I guess it's not premature now. I'm 50, almost 52, but this balding head. Let me know what you think. And there is no third option. I don't want anybody to say, get a toupee. That's not acceptable. I also don't want anyone to say hair club for men. No, not doing that either. So those are your two options, unless you got something else creative. So I need to hear from you on that. Now that's being vulnerable, okay? But also, I mean, I do think people will open up when you are vulnerable, and you can get, and people will become closer to you when you do this. So as leaders, I would encourage all of you, especially those of you who are the D's and the Reds, to be more vulnerable when you're talking about strategy, when you're talking about things that aren't working, when you're just, or even your personal life. You'll be amazed at how people will open up to you, and you'll become closer to people, and they'll respect you. So that's the tip of the week. On that note, we D's and Reds have got to realize that while work is important, and we're out there striving for something, and we're going to keep focus on that, is that when one day comes and we're on the deathbed, I know this is morbid, but none of us have ever said, nor will say, I wish I'd have worked more, or I wish I would have made more money, or or I wish I hadn't spent as much time with family. None of us are going to say that. We're going to say, wish we'd spent more time with family, wish we'd relaxed, wish we'd have had better perspective on what's important. So think about that. And on that note, I am seriously thinking about where I can spend more time doing things that are God's work, and I'm praying about that. Like, where can I volunteer some time? What are some things I can be doing other than just working all the time? I'm looking into maybe taking a bigger role as Samaritan's Purse. I'm going to be calling those folks, and I've done a trip with them, a couple things with them. But I would love your ideas on that. So comment also on that. Hey, Hal, here's some things you should consider. Charitable or whatnot, organizations you can get involved in that could be meaningful to people's lives. So I want to hear about that. I'm going to sign off now. Belle, come here, girl. We'll let you get your big mug in there. Now, isn't that a beautiful mug right there? Look at that. Now that's a beautiful face. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a blessed day. Connect with or follow me on LinkedIn, as I'd love for you to be a part of the Equalizer 9 community. Again, I'm Hal Ruth. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week on the Equalizer 9 Tip of the Week.